everybody, it's Rhett from Diversco and Cubiscan coming to you today from beautiful Brisbane, Australia. Today we're going to demonstrate the Cubiscan 325, which is the absolute top of the range automated dimensioning product made by Cubiscan, our friends in Utah, USA. And if you're watching this video, you're probably someone in the supply chain, very concerned about getting accurate SKU dimensional master data into your warehouse management system so you can supercharge it and your warehouse operations with accurate SKU data. And that's what the Cubiscan is ideal for, capturing the weight and dimensions of any shaped SKU, whether it's a carton or a box, or whether it's a tiny little O-ring or a big ugly rubbish bin. We will capture the smallest cuboidal shape that irregular item will fit into. So we've got a table full of irregular shaped SKUs, and we're going to demonstrate those in the Cubiscan, and we're going to show you how it works. Okay, so let's grab some SKUs of irregular shape and measure them on the Cubiscan 325, and we'll show you how that works. So I've got one here, definitely an irregular shaped SKU. That's made of metal. We're putting it on the glass plate. Some people have had concerns about the glass plate. Don't be concerned. It's made of toughened glass. It's been tested thoroughly and is excellent for this application. We rarely have any issues with it, and difficult to scratch and very, very difficult to break. And it's tested to 4 times the maximum weight of 25 kgs. So let's measure this irregular shaped SKU. And we'll show you the results that we've got. Now remember, the Cubiscan 325 will give you the dimensions of any shaped item down to a minimum of 2 millimeters length, width, and height, and 2 grams. And we're going to measure each SKU in 1 millimeter increments and in 2 gram increments, all the way up to a maximum of 90 centimeters in length, 60 centimeters in width, and 60 centimeters in height, and up to 25 kgs. So any and all SKUs of any shape within those parameters, Cubiscan 325 is perfect. Let's grab another SKU. Something tiny. I think it's a widget. And here are the results. 0.14 of a kg, or 14 grams. And those are the dimensions. Let's grab another one. And here are the results. Now I want to take a moment and explain to you what the process flow typically is. So in most cases, each SKU is uniquely identified by a barcode. So what we do is we pre-populate the database running in CubeMaster software that's running on the system PC. You can be a company that has 10,000 SKUs or even up to 1 million SKUs. We're going to import all of those SKUs into the database. We're going to pre-populate it such that when an operator goes to scan the barcode of the SKU, we're going to bring up all that information on the graphic user interface or the operator screen so that they don't have to enter anything unless they choose to enter additional information about the SKU, and we'll tell you a little bit more about that later. So we're going to scan the SKU, bring up the barcode, bring up the information, put it on the Cubiscan, capture the measurements, and then when we have a good measurement, which is simply a green light, measure complete, we press F6 save, and that's it. Repeat process, repeat process. The data is captured and formatted as a digital file in a variety of formats, and we're going to export that file typically to a folder location on your network using FTP or SFTP or whatever the protocols are that we set up. So let's grab another SKU. Keep your hands washed, keep them clean. it. And here's the result. So imagine that we had scanned the item barcode. The data's there. If you come over here and look at the screen, you'll see that the data that on the Cubiscan display is now on the screen, and there are a range of descriptions that we can create for you, and that becomes part of the export file. So we'll grab another SKU. So this SKU, I tried it before. It's very close to the maximum length of 90 centimeters. So in order to capture the dimensions of this, you just have to be mindful of how you position it. Let's see if I can get this right. So there's an error, and the error is item exceeds the boundary. Now I know that I just have to position it until I get it right. If you're an operator using this every day, then you learn how to do that. And so there's the result. So it's 87.5 centimeters in length. That's close to the 90, and you just have to position it correctly on the Cubiscan. Let's grab another one. Pair of scissors. Typical irregular shape. How do you cube a pair of scissors? Well, you use a Cubiscan. And there are the results. Let's grab another SKU. Very light coils, very typical. We see these a lot in industry. And there's the result. So the Cubiscan is going to create an imaginary square or cube around the irregular shape. Again, the smallest theoretical box that a regular item would fit into. That's the cube that the WMS wants, and it's also the definition of a legal for trade cubic measurement. Right. So we've got a tiny little nut. So I see that weighs 4 grams. Once you put the item on the Cubiscan, it's weighed straight away. So here are the results. Right. How about a big ugly rubbish bin? So here are your cubic dimensions. How about a can of Coke? Here is the result. A tube of sunscreen. Here's the result. So it really doesn't matter what the shape of the SKU is. The Cubiscan doesn't care too much. Whatever it is, it will give you the accurate weight and dimensions. What if I've got a carton? Well, this is the easiest of all, of course. Again, so it really doesn't matter what the shape is, as long as it's within the measurement parameters. Cubiscan will capture the weight and dimensions of any shaped item and turn that captured data into the file format that you need, which quite often is mimicking the file format of your warehouse management system. So we're gonna go into a bit more detail about CubeMaster software, and I'm gonna bring in my colleague Ryan, who's involved in sales and engineering, to demonstrate how CubeMaster software works. And let's have a closer look. So take it over, Ryan.
Thanks, Rhett. So essentially the CubeMaster system is an overlay to a Microsoft SQL database, and it allows you to capture, validate, verify any of that information or those measurements that have been either pre-populated or you're wanting to capture and input and add into your database. It runs off the PC, as Rhett said, and it runs all locally, so it's completely standalone. So in case there's any sort of network dropouts or power failures, along with the mobile trolley, your operators are able to continue working on it as long as they want, essentially until the battery runs out.
Okay, so I want to explain a little further how the SKU image capture works with the Canon camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply take the measurements of this SKU. So I've captured the measurements, but now I also want to capture an image. So I'm just going to grab the camera, aim, and click. So I've captured that SKU image, and I can have a look at it over here simply by clicking on the image in the pop-up window. And here is the SKU image. Now, of course, you can get closer. You need to move and adjust your position relative to the SKU. Is it small? Is it the smallest? Or is it the largest? Point and click, get an image that you're happy with for the supply chain purpose. And then we'll save that image file and name it according to the barcode and export a JPEG to a folder on your network as you specify. So it's as easy as that. Okay, so one last point is I want to go into more detail about the trolley and a couple of options that come with it. So the mobile trolley is made by hand here in Brisbane. It's built like a tank, built to last and withstand the rigors in an industrial environment. On this end, we have a rechargeable battery, 12-volt battery. On this end, not sure if we can pan in at all, but we have a battery charger and inverter. It's all built on a single assembly. It's plug and play with the battery. Easy to set up if you wanted to set up yourself. When you charge the battery overnight, it's going to give you a full charge so that you can operate the Cubiscan for at least 15 hours the next day. We want the trolley to enable a fully mobile Cubiscan SKU dimensioning workstation. You push the trolley around the DC, you take it to the SKUs rather than bringing all the SKUs to it. And you can also position it more conveniently in a receiving area when a container of new SKUs comes in, and so you're good to go and you can use it wherever you want to in the DC. There's a couple of other options that are very popular. One of those options would be a small laboratory balance that will enable the weighing of SKUs that are less than 2 grams. Many people have little plastic O-rings that are virtually weightless, but they do have weight. So we can use the lab balance to capture the weight while we use the Cubiscan 325 to capture the dimensions, and we're going to capture the SKU barcode, and all of the rest of the data export automation will happen as well. We also have an option which we don't have here now, but it's very popular, where we use benchtop scales that have a capacity up to 150 kgs each, and they sit on the bottom tray. We take them out, we put them down. So imagine you've got a big whippersnipper or a large plastic canoe or kayak. You're going to put those across the scales. You're going to capture the weight automatically in that way. Scan the barcode, get the barcode. Now measure by hand, length, width, and height. Type that in. And as I say, the rest of the automation export happens automatically as if you were measuring it on the Cubiscan. So a variety of options to capture the weight and dimensions of the full range of SKUs, all in this one workstation. So there you have it, the Cubiscan 325. We hope you enjoyed the demo, and if you've got any questions, please contact the experts at Diversco.